Alpha Waves.
Welcome back. I've been very sick this last week. Like 3 days straight. I think like 3 days straight. Yeah, I was sick for like 3 days straight. It was horrible. All different types of side effects going on, different types of... But anyway, this video here, wrap up. If you're in the UK, wrap up. Imagine them guys like Scotland and Wales, like, it must be freezing down there. But yeah, this video is something different. I just want to share it with you. We're going to watch this one together. The title of this video is My Son Plays for Arsenal and I Live in a Big Yellow Storage Crate. So, let's just watch this video together and see what's going on here. Sounds like a crazy one. See what's going on. Play.
My son plays for Arsenal Football Club. I live in a storage room. I'm Jill Niles, the mother of Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Arsenal player. I'm homeless and I'm living in a big yellow storage unit. It started with my older son going to, I got him into football when he was 5 years old. Ainsley, you just take him along and you let him play and you don't think much of it until I realised that he knew what he was doing with the ball. He was about 2 years old when we identified that, myself and my older son's coach, we took a look at Ainsley and he said to me, he thought Ainsley was one of the best players that he had seen so young. I raised my kids as a single mother of two. And we lived in low poverty. It was hard. There was times, his dad would help out.
She put him
and there was times that he wasn't helping out in the right ways, like for example food.
People don't
can't
get that opportunity.
Eat a pair of football boots. The breakdown in communication began with myself and Ainsley when reports came out of me attacking the Arsenal negotiator, Richard Law, and then again after the Ipswich incident where I was apparently supposed to have left a voicemail for Mick McCarthy. I raised kids for 21 years, so being a young mum, I just felt that it was time for me to know me, and Ainsley was in a better position at that time.
You went wrong with the name, Ainsley.
He could be left. He was left with his older brother, so I travelled. Articles came out, stories came out about me leaving horrible messages on Mick McCarthy's phone, which wasn't true. It wasn't a horrible message that was left there. It was basically a message that said something along these lines: you're the manager of your pitch, you do your job, let me do mine. My best interest was about Ainsley. I was talking to him every day while I was away from home. That's where it went wrong.
You see that photo there? That just looked wrong.
Picking up from the airport, everything was fine. Going into the Saturday that Ainsley uprooted and just disappeared from home. Literally, I went out and spent the day with my oldest son. Came home, I still had jet lag from Australia, travelling back that week.
Jet lag from Saturday.
Slept in Ainsley's bed. I felt this really, I couldn't describe the feeling. It was just a horrible feeling in my heart that something didn't feel right, but I couldn't figure out what it was.
What was it?
I woke up in the middle of the night. Ainsley asked me to get out of his bed. I went into my bed, and then during some point in the night, I woke up again to find that my children had just disappeared. This was a year ago. Ainsley was paying the rent on the property that myself and my two children were living in. And then 6 months later I had to leave because obviously it was beyond the amount that I could pay for the property, a £2,000 £2,000 home. So I became homeless. I was self-employed, but I didn't have taxes to show my earnings to prove that, so I needed a guarantor. Ainsley refused to be a guarantor for me. because I've lived in
original
caravan,
like,
a caravan, I've lived in a car, I've lived in, now I've resorted to having to stay in my storage unit.
Too much man look.
It's a metal container. It doesn't have a window. It doesn't have curtains that you can draw. It doesn't have carpet. It doesn't have a toilet. It doesn't have washing facilities. It doesn't have, literally has nothing. It's just a storage unit with a space that I have put all my belongings around to create a space that I can then put my double mattress on the floor and then lay my blankets out on top of it. I can't physically describe it other than saying it's not home. That's how I can describe it. It's not home. I know what home feels like. I know it's like just simple things, you know, to shower, to brush your teeth, just to have your time where you can sit in your room and just spend time for yourself, you know, just treating yourself nice. That all that I miss, you know, some just basic things that you miss that you haven't got anymore. Most of all, you miss, you know, not having your family. My son Ainsley is in a position that he could buy me a flat in 2 weeks, in 2 months' wage packs, but the money's gone to his head and I'm left in this position.
I think it's a bit more than money going to the head. See, like, I had to share that video with you because I thought that was madness, yeah? Right? I thought it was madness. But it's like, she said the money's gone to his head. I don't really think the money's gone to his head. I think like there's obviously some situation that's happened, like a deep situation where they've obviously clashed on many situations together, and whatever's going on, he's taking it very deeply. You can obviously tell by the way the mother's talking, the whole story of her getting in the bed. Also, she was talking about she flew away somewhere. Sounded like to me that she was rinsing out his money. Left the kids and flew out, you know, doing what she's doing. Maybe she was rinsing his money, you know what I mean? We don't know the full story, but either way, Ainsley, living in a storage box. It's just not on. And on top of that as well, if the managers, your managers and all your people at your football association know about this situation, they should be telling you, no, you got to sort your mum out, because your mum is the one that put you in the football team in the first place. I remember there was a lot of guys that I grew up with that couldn't even afford for their mum to put them into the football situation. Maybe because of the travel as well and stuff like that. So you've got to be grateful that your mum even thought to say to herself, all right, let me put him in some football. You know what I mean? So sorry if I sound cruff. I've been mashed up in it. Like I said, I've had flu for the last 3 days. So the last few videos I might sound a bit cruff. But yeah, crazy video. Leave some comments below if you think she was on that powder. Like, she might have been on that powder. Like, we don't know. She might have been on that powder, allegedly, maybe. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, the story. But at the end of the day, you can't deal with your mother like that. You can't do it. You can't leave your mum in no storage box, cushion on the floor with sheet over it, and not your mother. Nah, that's wrong. But anyway, bless. Have a good weekend.